never ask for help from a human. Not because they're selfish or indifferent. Spirits know. They're more altruistic than most species in this galaxy. It's simply that their way of help can be boiled down to setting various things on fire. You think I'm kidding? Guess again. The Philandir were desperate to save their decaying forests that held much significance to their people, since time immemorial. The humans were the first to offer their assistance. They claimed to be able to rejuvenate the wilderness, but required everyone and all significant relics, species and spirit trees to be carefully removed before they began. Once that was settled, they began their procedure. They blanketed the area with an aerosol, and once the forest was engulfed by the cloud of chemicals, then they ignited it. Naturally, the Philandir were outraged, so the humans explained the procedure the same way they did to the leadership caste, which approved such a drastic measure in the first place. On Earth, the scenario of forest stunting and decay was very common, but after a few random natural forest fires, ancient humans discovered that the area became rejuvenated from the ash. Thus, a custom of controlled burning came into being as a way to revitalize the flora of a beleaguered region. While skeptical at first, the Philandir recanted their outcries when the sacred forest returned in abundance but a few cycles later. Even today, controlled burns have become customary. That, of course, is one of the more moderate examples. You're probably wondering why no one ever goes to war with the humans. Well, that is linked to the Vermont tragedy. The story goes, like many others when it comes to interstellar conflict. One state laid claim to a system, another coveted said system, border violations, isolated incidents, trade convoy raids, all eventually coming to a head and war was declared. However, Vermont was very different. It began as a human agricultural world inhabited by a relatively small community, in the scale of things supplemented by artificial labour. The Griganti, ever gluttonous, became enamoured with the earth crop of sugarcane and sought to take the addicting plant for themselves. The humans, seeing their inevitable defeat, requested that the Griganti allow them to peacefully evacuate the populace and willingly hand over Vernon once said evacuations were complete. The Griganti, undoubtedly surprised, agreed to these terms. For weeks, shuttlecraft ferried humans from the surface of Vermont. Once all was done, the humans left with a single phrase: "You reap what you sow." As soon as the migratory fleet had jumped out of system, the Griganti landed in force. They noticed something was off immediately. Hundreds of cylinders peppered the planet, their functions still unknown. The air was reported to have been glittering and smelled peculiar. Then came the flash, so bright as to blind anyone who was looking directly at it. In their defiance, the humans denied their enemy control. They ignited the atmosphere of Vermont. The Griganti armed forces and leadership were immediately crippled, and the war ended in a begrudging armistice. They are masters of the flame, and whatever the situation, humans will always find something to burn.